Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is the Shabbat right before Tisha B'Av. We are in the period known as the 9 days from the first of Av. Jewish tradition has some very creative names for some of its holidays, like Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. So we are in the middle of the first 9 days of Av, where we are in a period of communal mourning of sorts, leading up to the time when we commemorate the destruction of the temples in Jerusalem, which tradition says occurred on the 9th of Av, on Tisha B'Av. So you'll notice that our service tonight is going to be a little on the mellower side, to keep that sense in our service. It's officially tradition that we don't play music on Shabbat since the destruction of the temples as part of that continued mourning. But of course, the Reform movement rejected that long ago. However, it is even more of a tradition that during the 3 weeks, and even more so during the 9 days, that music isn't played. But I feel like I don't exist without music. So we'll still have music. It'll just be a little bit mellower. You can find the words to our opening song tonight on page 370. These words come from Psalm 137, which is one of the psalms that is associated with the destruction of the temples and the exile, especially to Babylonia. Hopefully some of you have heard it before, because we're going to also try to do this in a round. Think you know the melody now? Some of you? Who feels like they vaguely know the melody and can also carry a section? Okay. I see that there's a lot of confidence here. So we'll do it a few more times all together. We won't do it around just now, but it'll be the closing song as well. I'm going to let you know that right up front. So you should be paying attention so that when we do it at the end, you can do the round. Okay? By the way, if you want to hear a really good version of this, you should go to YouTube and find Don McLean in Dublin, performing in Dublin.
Remember
Lovely. I don't think I see Liz and Asher here. Just calling out their names just to make sure. Okay, so then I am going to invite up Rabbi Cadden, Leslie, and Camille. Surprise. Welcome home. To light our Shabbat candles on pages 2 and 3. We continue with Shir Chadash, page 344. Shiru and back. We're going to do a lot of forward and backward here. We're going to go to pages 20 and 21 for Lecha Dodi. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. On the 9th verse, rise and face the entrance. Please don't trip over the child who is ready to wreak all sorts of destruction. Only on towers of blocks rather than actual temples and so on. We'll rise and face the entrance to greet Shabbat as a bride. take a moment to greet each other, and then you may be seated. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26. Chatzi Kaddish, page 26. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabba ve'am hadivrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyom nechon uvchayedecho Beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam ulal me'al maya yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam ve'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru amen. Baruch Hu is on page 28. Please rise and bow to your spirit. As the rabbi that I worked with in Pittsburgh often said, live by the tech, die by the tech. And thank God that we can still have services with or without tech, although I'm sorry that you missed the last prayer for those of you online. But we will join together on page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 39, we offer responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. Okay. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Page 40. Bokeyam lifnei
כיבד אדוני את יעקב, ונגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
As we've been offering for the past few weeks, we're going to have our fingers on page 42 and also on page 373. For Hashkivenu, O guide my steps, and then back to Hashkivenu with Baruch Atah down at the end, and then turn the page.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim, Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
Page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם,
slides for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi angi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayev v'nimata rav le'hoshia, Morid hatar, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal gevurot, Umido melech, Melech memid umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanata lachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom ya'alelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue with our private prayers. When you've finished with your prayers, you may be seated. one who makes peace bring peace down. And we know so many in our lives, so many in our communities, so many in our world are not feeling that sense of peace that I definitely feel upon this room. So I invite you to share the names of those that you're thinking of on this Shabbat, those who are in need of healing, of wholeness, of peace, of mind, of body, of spirit, so that we can take their names into our hearts with our own and send our healing thoughts and prayers and love in their direction. On this Shabbat, we think of Joyce. Medina. Jonah, Erica. Page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We take a moment also to share blessings, moments of gratitude from the week. We're starting a new book. Anyone remember what book that is? Dvarim. Deuteronomy. If you remember from last week, Deuteronomy is traditionally understood to be Moses' 3-day-long speech. 3-day long speech, getting the Israelites ready to cross into the promised land. I often, when I'm working with kids, especially with Bar Mitzvah students, remind them of their coach or their theater director or their conductor right before the big game, the performance, the concert, who's giving the last minute instructions, reminders, also trying to give them a little bit of a pep talk right before the big event. Only typically the coaches, directors, conductors are there with the people, and Moses is not. He is not going to be going with the people. And so these are also it's not just a pep talk, it's not just reminders, it is also his last words to the entire people. I don't know what you want your last words to be, but I'm not entirely sure you want them to be like Moses's. He spends much of the book of Deuteronomy, but especially the introduction of Dvarim, Parshat Dvarim, this first parsha, telling the Israelites how terrible they are, how annoying they are, how much they don't listen, how whiny and complaining they are, how they are the ones who got him so irritated that he didn't do what God said, and they're the ones who caused him to die instead of entering the promised land. So you better listen up once I'm gone, because there's nobody here who's going to help you in the future. Right, and that is part one. It is a fascinating speech, attempt at a pep talk. We get the good reminders of what the Israelites should be doing, but we also get a whole lot of reminder of who they have been. And in particular, I just want you to remember the people who are standing there listening to Moses speak are not the ones who actually did most of the complaining and who did most of the grumbling and trying to return back to Egypt. Those people, aside from two others, who remembers who they are? Joshua and Caleb. Everyone else who was in Egypt, they're all dead. Right? The people who are there, I mean, some of them were kids when they left Egypt, but other than that, right, they are not the adults who were the obnoxious ones. They're not the ones who throughout Numbers, the book of Numbers, whine and complain and grumble and try to return back. By the way, have I mentioned that the book of Numbers is the book of complaints? Maybe a few times. I know it's repetitive, but they complain a lot in the book of Numbers. And now it's Moses' turn, right, to complain about how badly the generation that left Egypt treated him, because they were pretty ungrateful. They also were having a really, really hard time with change. A really hard time with change. They had left a terrible, traumatic situation, but at least things were stable. Sure, I mean, their kids were being thrown into the river, but it was stable. They had food. They had places to live. They didn't have to keep picking up all of their stuff and going somewhere new to this place that they'd never been to and maybe sort of heard about, and this God that they couldn't really see but was sometimes appearing in a cloud or a pillar of fire, also kind of terrifying, who could part the sea and bring about plagues, was like leading them to this land that they heard maybe their ancestors had been to. It's promised to them, but they're going to have to go to war for it, right? It's not hard to understand why the Israelites who were in Egypt just wanted something comfortable, did not want to be on a trek to someplace they never knew about, or they had maybe heard about but had never been to, they just wanted what was, if not safe, at least familiar. And now Moses is railing to their children about how obnoxious their parents were. Maybe not the greatest set of last words. We are entering, I've also been talking about this, you will continue to hear me talking about this. We are entering into the High Holy Day season. We are now 8 weeks away. Yeah, 8 weeks away. You're not ready? No. Okay, I mean, that's the thing, is that we're not ready. And what Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur invite us to do is to imagine what we would be like if we too were standing on the edge of the promised land, knowing we were not going to go in. We want everyone to live through the new year and into the next one and for many more after that, but we are invited, especially on Yom Kippur, in dressing in white, in not eating or drinking unless you need to for health reasons, in not engaging in pleasurable activities. We are encouraged to think of ourselves as though we are dead. And what do we want our last words to be? What do we want our last actions to be? Do we want them to be words, actions of blame, of regret, of sorrow, of pain? Or do we want them to be words and actions of healing, of wholeness, of blessing? We're working our way into the new year, and whatever comes, whatever happens, this is how we're going to enter the new year. The things we do in these next 8 weeks, that is what leads us into the new year. So I would encourage you to use Moses as an example of what not to do. Think about what you would say, what you would do, what mark you want to make in the lives of the people around you, on the community, and bring blessing to us all. Shabbat Shalom. Greg, are you going to share some upcoming events? So we've got the third of the Three Stooges. No, I thought that was Jim. I thought Jim was the third of the Three Stooges. It's Maddie today.
Is Diane here? Come on. David Aqua was here. Is David Aqua here somewhere?
No.
No, he left. Okay, so.
He's here for Touch Shabbat.
Yeah, okay, so come here. So board members get to do all these announcements, but we don't do the stuff. So these guys do the stuff. So you get to announce this one because that one you do here.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. You don't have to read it. All right, I know it, so check it out. Tomorrow, we are hosting TBE Family Movie Night. Everybody's invited, and our feature film of the evening is a classic, E.T. There may be some alien spaceship sightings tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to have popcorn. Of course, I had to have Reese's little candies. You know, we're going E.T. Anyone who wears a hoodie and some jeans, I'll take your picture, and we'll be in your look-alike contest. So if anyone's interested, come. It's for a good cause. Any funds that we get are going straight back into the religious ed because these kids can snack. Thank you.
Thank you, boss. So because I also have the distinct honor of being on the Home of Peace board, on Sunday from 10 until 2 out at the Home of Peace Cemetery, there's a cleanup. And so if you have time on Sunday, please be there. There's an online training about situational awareness you can find on the Shabbat Shalom and here. And, ma'am?
Thank you. I'm not real comfortable in groups of people, but I'll do my best. We're going to talk about a couple of things here. First of all is, thank you, our green team that we're standing up. So the green team, Adrian's a member of it, who's in back, great. And so is Jason Berkowitz. And we stood up the green team, which is to address reducing our carbon footprint on the premises as well as supporting larger scale activities. So we've joined a group that's a national Jewish climate change group called Dayenu. And Dayenu and the green team, so we're looking at two things. What can we do within TBE itself, and then what can we do at a larger scale to reduce our carbon footprint and increase biodiversity within the grounds here. We're going to have a meeting on August 16th, which is a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. If anyone can come, would really appreciate it. We're going to show a 25-minute movie, and then we're going to have, hopefully the Dayenu team will be online. We're going to have Pierce County Conservation District come. Sarah Rumbaugh will be kicking us off. We're going to have popcorn snacks. Maddie's going to help me set that up. And children are welcome. We'll have crayons and things like that at the tables. Adults can use them too. So it's all about learning what we can do and building engagement so we understand and we're all on the same page together moving forward. And then last but not least, folds right into the Green Team event, we're doing a Spiff It Up Day. So Spiff It Up is to get ready for the high holidays. We're going to get some of the weeds out. We're going to get some of the dead plants out because we found out today a lot of our irrigation system is not working at all. So you'll see a lot of bare spots around here and dead and dying plants, which is a shame, but we're going to turn that around next week, hopefully. So please come on Spiff It Up Day. It's only going to be 3 hours, and I will have a list of activities for us to do. It will be fun, and it will be dirty. So if you can bring, not dirty fun, you know. Well,
We're just gonna keep digging.
yeah. So you know what I mean. So if you can bring your tools, that will be great, and your gloves, because we all need gloves when we're going to get dirty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's October, August 27th.
Oh, yeah, August 27th.
Just make
Yes,
sure.
9 to noon.
The rabbi's always worried about the Three Stooges showing up here, so we did a good job tonight.
Good job.
Thank you.
We are going to thank you also to Helen McCall and Vivian Morrison for setting up our ONEG, to Sean and to Sean Berthel and David Nemitz for greeting and keeping an eye out on our property, to Greg for making announcements less deadly, and to Adrian on tech, and to Debbie, even though you can barely hear me. Our sound system changed between last week and this week, and now she can't hear me. It's awesome. We are going to return now to our prayer books, page 282. Please rise in body or spirit for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We think of those who have died at this time in years past, or in recent days and weeks first, and we are thinking especially of Nancy Wheeler, the mother of David, mother-in-law of Shelley, and grandmother of Hannah and Adam. Thank you. If I say that, we also think of those who have died at this time in years past. If I say the name of someone that you are thinking of, I invite you to rise so that we can acknowledge you as a mourner. We think of Isaac and Aqua, Harold Bricker, Jeff Brotman, Michael V. Brusser, Moses Eisenfeld, Irene Leah Franklin, Faith Giron, Florence Goldman, Sally Kirshner, Harris Lappin, Nellie Lasnik Berniker, Bella Leroy, Johanna Lowenstein, Vladimir Miryasin, Catherine Peters, Ralph Schneider, Edith Schindel, Minnie Sussman, Al Tone, and Yefim Siskin. As we think of them, we say, Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. The words of the mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. We rise in body or spirit as we offer this prayer. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us, to all the world, and together we say, amen. Okay, who remembers page 370? We'll join together, and then somebody's going to have to jump up and help lead a group.
By the waters of Babylon, we lay down
Okay, you ready for this? Okay, you're gonna take the first part. Ready?
By the waters of Babylon, we by the waters of Babylon, by the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept, for thee, Zion. We remember thee, Zion. By the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept, for thee, Zion. We remember thee, Zion. Together, we remember thee, Zion.
We continue with Kiddush on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.